everyone, and welcome to Greenlawn Abbey Stories, brought to you by the Greenlawn Abbey Preservation Association. My name is Robert, and today I'd like to tell you a little story about a beautiful young girl by the name of Sylvia Derby, who is buried up and to my right. And we'll have a photo of her crypt facing pop up in just a second here. Sylvia was the fourth of 5 children born to William and Emily Derby. They all lived on Parsons Avenue in the Hungarian Village area, all of them being, of course, a Hungarian family. And the special thing about Sylvia and her sister is that they were very talented musically, and they also could dance. And Sylvia was a singer. She sang soprano. And we don't know much about Sylvia's birthday. We know, of course, her birth year, 1908, but the actual birth date hasn't been found yet. And we've got some idea of her schooling, especially when she gets into high school, because she makes the newspapers a lot. In 1923, Sylvia is in a beauty pageant. The part of Parsons between Livingston and Marion was being paved. It was being changed from a brick road to a paved road, and all of the merchants in the area were providing money towards a beauty pageant and a parade. Well, Sylvia was one of 250, I think 250, maybe 500 girls that entered, and she won. And she won a $400 diamond ring provided by the merchants. I think that's about $6,000 today. She had these Mary Pickford kind of long curls, and she was telling people in the paper that she's a good girl and she would not, get her hair cut into a bob like the fashion was. Of course, guess what she did the next year? One thing that Helen and Sylvia did was that they, after high school, were part of a group that were able to finish their dancing education in New York at this place called the Albertina Rash School. It was on Broadway in Steinway Hall. And it was a finishing school where you were taught how to eat, how to stand, how to walk, how to talk, etc., to prepare the ladies for parts in Florenz Ziegfeld shows, such as the Ziegfeld Follies and so on. Well, as luck would have it, Helen got a part in the dancing ensemble of a show called Rio Rita in 1927. She and her sister Sylvia were already in New York at that point. Sylvia and Helen both are in the 1928 production of The Three Musketeers. Again, it's Florenz Ziegfeld. We don't know exactly what they sang, but they were part of the ensemble cast, and they were, of course, Helen was in the chorus. We'll have pictures of both Helen and Sylvia pop up in just a second here. By 1929, her sister Helen was already out of the dancing business, and she was working as a secretary in a bank. Sylvia gave it one last go with Earl Carroll, who was kind of a more risque competitor of Florenz Ziegfeld. And she was in a program called Fioretta, which was this program about a villa in Venice, and we have these two people falling in love. Fanny Brice was one of the stars in the program to kind of give it a bit more gravitas. Well, the lead actress in this show bombed the whole thing because she could not sing and she could not act. That was the end of Sylvia Derby's stage career. And then she ended up working in the bank with her sister Helen. By 1933, things were still okay in New York for the girls. They were still living in New York. Sylvia was making money singing on the radio, in fact. But in 1933 also, there was something wrong with Sylvia. She was having abdominal pain, very, very severe abdominal pain, and had to be rushed to the hospital. She was, it was found that she had appendicitis. Actually, her appendix was ruptured, and they needed to operate on her immediately. Well, Sylvia actually dies on the operating table as she's being given anesthesia. And then when word gets to Columbus about Sylvia's passing, it's in the paper, and she is brought back to Columbus here in Green Lawn Abbey. And to the best of our knowledge, she is the only one of her family or extended family that is buried here with us. And thus ends the story of Sylvia Derby. However, every now and then she will come out and during Tales from the Crypt, and she will tell you her story herself. Keep a watch out for her. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell for notification of new videos. If you'd like to know more about Green Lawn Abbey, please visit our Facebook page at Green Lawn Abbey Preservation Association or greenlawnabbey.org. Thank you.